Uh-oh. What just happened? Uh-oh. Hello? It froze. What just happened? Uh-oh. What happened? It just froze. Man, I don't know what just happened. Can you all hear me? My screen froze. I'm not really sure what's going on here right now. I think I'm going to have to stop and come back on. That's the effects. Maybe I can. Try this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, looks like I'm back. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, great. All right, well, thank you for tuning in today. My name is Arita Chia, and I have been away for a while. I've been going through a lot with the eclipses and the retrograde. And one thing that I learned is that when things get crazy like that, that's when I need to do the work. So I'm back. Mercury went direct on the 13th, and the sun moved in Sidereal Taurus yesterday. So I'm here today with Cosmic Chimes and Chanting for Good Rising TV. And I had a schedule. I missed several important days. Let's see. I missed a few big days. And things were just unbelievable. So I'm very grateful to be here today. So we're going to start with the grounding singing bowl. Put some dust in here. So when we open things up, we go counterclockwise. So we're going to open up this session. Yes, like I mentioned before, we were in, it started with the new moon. It was an eclipse the day that Mercury moved into Aries. And then after that, Mercury went retrograde in Sidereal Aries. And then we had the eclipse during the full moon in Sidereal Aries. And I knew it was going to be about standing in your truth, speaking your truth, I learned a lot about communicating with ancestors. It was a big lesson on communication and strength. And at times it did not feel very strong, to be honest. And I learned, I thought that the solution would be a balanced approach with physical and spiritual. And then some traditions, that isn't going to work. It has to be purely spiritual, no material, no physical. So I learned that lesson. Honestly, I'm just glad that it's over and I'm still here. I had a situation with, I don't even want to go into it right now. I will say that this is my second Saturn return. My first Saturn return, my sister-in-law tried to have me committed to a mental institution. And during this Saturn return, I called the police on someone. I'm still trying to figure out what that means. Anyway, we're going to get started with our Cosmic Chimes enchanting session and see what comes out. I could talk about the charts or I could just sing them. If you're looking at the screen on YouTube and TikTok, you can see the chart. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the sun on that chart. You can see a lot of the planets are in Aries. But we have the sun moved into Sidereal Taurus yesterday at around 1 p.m. Central Time. And we also have Sedna in Sidereal Taurus. So I have the tone for Sedna. And then in Aries, we still have Uranus, Jupiter just joined in, and Mercury just went direct. So I have those tones as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the camera so you can see the charts. The chimes. I was going to try to put it on here. Let's see if I can do that. I don't know. I meant to do it before. What's this? Request. I guess I don't know how to do that on YouTube to Instagram. So I will try to post it later. The chart. So there you can see the chimes. You can see the sun and Venus. Just gonna work. TikTok, I don't know if it's gonna work. I can take off the I don't know how to do that. Wait. Okay. I don't really know how to do that. So you just get to look at the chart. Okay. So again, this is Cosmic Chimes Enchanting. I have chimes on this rack that correspond to the celestial alignment for today. So I start with Anpu, the opener of the way, Jehuti for Mercury, Amun for Jupiter, Heru for Uranus, and Tamid Amun or Set for Sidereal Aries. We have the Sun, Ra, and Sidereal Venus, Goddess Heteru. I'll move this one over. Sidereal Taurus, I added Sedna for the domestic violence and abuse, and Geb for grounding. Let me try one more time. Oh, effects. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now you can see the chimes a little bit. So each one of these tones represents a different Neteru, god or goddess. So I'll be chanting their names, devotion, and another aspect of this program is learning how to create using the sounds and the cosmic forces associated with the sounds. Because according to Hermetic science, sacred geometry, and ideal solids, this is how the world began to take shape using these cosmic forces. So, in addition to making offerings, we're actually using this technique to create our lifestyle, our enlightened lifestyle, life of enlightenment. Again, this is in honor of Mercury going direct and the Sun moving into Sidereal Taurus, away from all that Aries, eclipse, retrograde energy. It almost took me down, took me out. open the ways to my heart in my life and in the world. I am on I am discernment. I am true discrimination between the real and unreal. I open the ways to defeat egoism in myself and others, and in the world I defeat my lower nature. Puja-uti. I am the cosmic mind and divine intelligence. I speak with truth. I speak more into this reality and experience. I am open to the cosmic mind. I listen to the cosmic mind, not my own mind. I hear the cosmic mind, not my ego mind, not sin. I turn away from sin. I trust my inner guidance. I am witnessing consciousness. I see all past, present, future. All is now. I never sleep. I am a moon, a first star. I bow down to one. I surrender to one. No Pura. I am sailing across the ocean of consciousness. I am sailing through my creation every day. At times I encounter darkness, ignorance, and unrighteousness. And yet I'm always victorious. I always rise again. In eternity, I am always now. I am always creating. Earth and in eternity, I am always sailing through the ocean of consciousness. I am always a bright light in times of darkness. I always rise again. Even in eternity, I am always shining bright. No peace at all. I am sad turn away from love. There will be violence in this world. As long as people ignore love, there will be trouble in this world. As long as the leaders are ignorant of God in their hearts, there will be unrighteousness in this world. Shine your light on us. Be the light of love in this world. Bring the light of love. Restore love to this world. this world. Power of the Sapphire power. The great goddess who defeated our ego. The greatest of all goddesses. See the beauty in all things. See the gift in all adversity. Imagine what the crisis is. See the beauty in all things. See the lesson in all happening. Feel the joy that pain can bring. I am supporting you now. Shine your light, the light of mine. Shine the light of God to this world. Supreme peace. All right. Okay. Right. All right. Never. Thank you for being here. Those of you listening live and in the replay, this session was really a healing session for myself that I put off for a while. I always feel like I have to have everything together before I make these offerings. And I tend to forget that they help me too. So, like I said earlier, today's session is in honor of the sun moving into Sidereal Taurus. And also Sedna's there is still there. So we have creativity, dealing with violence, domestic violence, sexual assault, and the sign of Sidereal Taurus, which is abundance and love and beauty and nurturing and nature, seeing the gift in all things. Something I realized the gift in what happened, but I guess I didn't really balance it against what was happening. So, and then also we have Mercury went direct Saturday, and Jupiter has joined the party in Sidereal Aries with Uranus. In Sidereal Aries, we have Mercury or Deity, Jupiter, Uranus, and Set for Aries. Yeah. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening. I hope you receive some healing benefits from these Cosmic Chimes and Chanting sessions. The replay will be available on the YouTube, Kingdom Tones YouTube channel, and Instagram, Life Being Wellness channel. I'm going to post a clip on TikTok with the link to listen to the replay. So we're in the sign of Sidereal Taurus now until the summer solstice. So that gives us plenty of time to nurture everything that came about during this past month. Oh, let's see if I have a comment. Well, thank you for the finger heart. May 17th for the Divine Holy Day. Thank you, Lola. I have not been going live for the Kemetic Holy Day. Do you mean the Divine Holy Day according to the Sirius calendar? I have the Dogon, the Mali calendar. I have stopped doing offerings on the holy days because there's so many. And there's so many different calendars, and so many people only follow their calendar that I have set up a calendar based on what's most important to me. So I have during the 13-month sidereal calendar, when the sun travels through the different constellations, like on the chart there, if you notice, it has a Fiacus between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So I go live with, like today, Good Rising TV, when the sun transits through those constellations. So I was supposed to do one yesterday. I'm doing it today. And that covers the solar transit. And then I go live when something is going on in a Fiacus. So the next one would be June 3rd and June 30th, when the two full moons in the Fiacus. I mean, during June. They'll both be during happening during Ophiuchus. And then I do the cosmic adorations, the comedic devotion, when there's activity during in the sacred hoop, when it's in close to Sirius, Gemini, or Orion, representing Jehuti, Aset, Anpu, and Asar. And so that one will be May 25th. I know exactly what you mean, Lola, and I had difficulty. I do follow the 10-day. I don't like to say strength. I mean weeks. I say strength. I do follow the 10-day calendar, and that's what works for me personally. I find that when I get in the cycle of having to do something every certain amount of days at a specific time, that throws my whole life into disarray and stress, because I was trying to let people know when I was going live. Then I would go live, and then I would post a replay about going live, and I just felt like it was just too much. So I stopped doing everything and came up with this calendar, which is based on this chart here. This one doesn't show. See it there, yeah. So because I realized I'm a galactic being. I'm a galactic girl, and I was spending a lot of time trying to keep up with the moon, and I was trying to keep up with the sun. I was trying to keep up with Sirius, and I was trying to keep up with the Naturian holy days, and I was trying to keep up with the Sirius holy days. And that was just a lot. I'm one person, and so Spirit guided me to the galactic calendar. I had some experiences with the galactic frequency. So this diagram represents us here on Earth, because we're living in an arm of the Milky Way galaxy. I mean, the chart that I had before had arrows. This one isn't. So I'm going to write it in pen here. So here we are. This is a center point. This is us, and the Earth. And then when you're looking to, it's going to be backwards. It's going to be backwards. So this is towards the center. That's towards Ophiuchus, or Imhotep, the 13th constellation. And then when you're looking this way, you're looking towards the sacred hoop, towards the arm, the outer edge of the arm. And that would be Sirius, Gemini, and Orion. Okay? So I know it's going to appear backwards on the camera. But just... So I do a presentation when we're moving through the sun, through the zodiacs, following the sun. It's backwards. And then I do a transmission when things are happening within the sacred hoop, which is near Sirius and Asar, Aset and Asar. And then when we're towards Imhotep. So when I'm doing the one for Imhotep, we're dealing with health and wellness. I usually have like a conversation where I cover what's going on in the news. And then when we're, that's when I do and then we're doing, it's hard for me looking at it upside down and backwards. And then when I go to the sacred hoop, that's when I do the cosmic adorations. I call it cosmic adorations instead of ancient African adorations. I just got tired of being tied down to a calendar from the past. It doesn't really, because with the Naturian holy days, some of them take into account the precession and some don't. Like the Naturian calendar that observes Sirius rising in July, which is the one I'm most used to. And then there's the one in September, the Mali tradition. And I have a feeling that they take into account precession, but I don't really know, And so I just have to do what's working for me. So when I'm doing cosmic adorations, I'm honoring Sirius. When I'm doing Great Good Rising TV, I'm honoring what's currently happening with the Neptune, because this represents, according to the star charts, our ancestors had star charts. The Kemetic ancestors were aware of precession of the equinox. So why are we going to study a system that doesn't take precession of the equinox into account? And like I said, I follow the 10-day schedule put out by the Dogon calendar. I don't want to follow the 7-day. I'm going to go live every Friday at 2 p.m. That doesn't work for me. And so I just had to cut all that out. I'm on a journey to completely trust myself. And during this eclipse retrograde season, things got so hectic. I was thinking about not listening to myself. And I was like, you know what? I listened to myself and I ended up here. And then there's a voice that says, well, that really was your ego. That wasn't your higher self. And so I consulted someone and says, well, sometimes it's not the first voice that you hear. So, so once I shut out all the voices and just asked for the benevolent voices to come forward, then, they come forward, and they're the ones that led me to this diagram. So, Lola La Bruja, that is what I'm following. For Divine Holy Day, they have a list of nectars to observe, and some of them I don't even know. I don't know them. I used to on my own practice. I didn't go live. If there's interest, though, I can see what it's like. I can try that. I know there's lots of people that follow that tradition. I've noticed that people that follow that tradition, they don't accept the work that I'm doing. So I don't really know who would. But I will consult with my spirit guides and see what it is. So far, it's just keep things simple. But I do something on that day for my personal practice. So I'll look into that. But for now, the next presentations are scheduled for June 3rd and June 30th, May 21st, and May 4th. June 21st. Yeah. So there is time for me to do another one in May, since I missed May 7th. I don't know. Let's see. So where are we? There's people on here. Thank you for being here. I thank you. I'm not really sure what this means. Caption Police and others. I do thank you for contributing to my life goal. I do feel like my vibration is higher than it was when I started. I guess I'm going to do some more until I have clarity, because I do feel better. I put on this goal that I wanted to raise vibrations and receive clarity. So let's just do one more. Letting go of this whole Aries energy for now, because I do have a court hearing coming up. And I do have an order of protection, and I do have officers of peace out working on my behalf. So let's do something for those. Yes, I think it's important for us. Lola La Bruja is bringing up some great questions and comments. One of hers is, thank you for this. I have a connection with the ancient serpent dragon spirits of creation since childhood. I still observe the medicine wheel of the 4 directions as well. I've got an ancestor who was a native chief. Yes, that's a very important topic, because for those of us living on Turtle Island, the Turtle Island is waking up to the realization that even though many of us grew up with knowledge that we have quote unquote Native American ancestors, that we're not supposed to mix traditions. And I got in trouble with a healer during this month because he was an African healer, and I mentioned one of my Turtle Island ancestors, and he stopped working with me completely, left me right in the middle of the procedure. And I've heard this before from other African traditions. And I think that many people are not aware that just like on all the other continents, they had Black people there first. There were Black people on Turtle Island first. And we have to find our own way. We can't ignore either past. I feel that, and this is what my ancestors have led me to work. That's why one of the reasons I left Kemet University is because it's time to unite Eastern and Western Kemet of this tradition, or Kemet and Turtle Island, because from all my research as a cultural and galactic astrologer, it was one culture, one continent. It's split off into many cultures and continents and directions. But if you go to the root of every indigenous tradition, you will find a oneness. And so that's what the spiral dance medicine wheel work is for, is to, according to the Hopi tradition, to bring together the indigenous people of the four directions. And so I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like we have to go through our own root search and our own path and bring the medicine out. And it's hard to work with traditions that won't embrace that and about us. It's not that we're mixed. It's that we're one. So that's what I'm seeking a way that's more universal, galactic, because all the traditions that I'm aware of are Sirius and of the Milky Way, and all the traditions I'm aware of study the path of the sun through the constellations. They're studying the path through the constellations that's man-made and is fixed in time and is unnatural and unreal and doesn't reflect anything in nature. However, they all do that. So in my opinion, this chart or this cycle, this calendar that I'm attempting to observe and preserve is more universal. It's galactic. It honors the cosmic forces of creation. It honors the cosmic, celestial, African ancestors that we all share. And that's what we have to focus on. I don't like focusing on tribalism or nationalism or any tradition that says theirs is the best or the only. Any tradition that cuts itself off from the indigenous people of the land, this is not the one for me. All right, so we're going to do one more session dealing with, dealing with the current transit of the sun moving into Sidereal Taurus. The first one was what's going on now with Mercury direct. Yeah, so Lola, I will consider doing the Divine Holy Days and see how that feels. You know, because that way, we will go through the whole spectrum of the ancestor, the Neteru. Because that's the objective, is to cover them all. So I'll definitely look into that. I appreciate the conversation. I'm going to write it down on my list here. Of course, I didn't bring a pen. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Divine Holy Days. The thing about that, though, is I go live, and it's kind of like last minute when I go. And so when I do those, people may not hear it on that day. you know, because I've tried doing things ahead of time and then, you know, I miss out on the frequency. So I just do things in the moment. I don't say what time I'm going to do things anymore because it wasn't working for me. Time isn't real. Like I say, I will consult. So right now I'm doing one because, like I said before, I'm in the middle of a case dealing with domestic violence and assault. It wasn't a sexual assault this time, thank goodness. But it was a violent assault. Several threats. And so I'm going to be doing this one for the sun moving into Sidereal Taurus, creating Ma'at. That's basically what this one is about. You know, experiencing justice this week, abundance. The other ones are going to be chiming in, obviously. That's okay. Maybe I'm going to bring Anpu into this equation. Let's do that. Because I definitely want to open the way to Ma'at. It's just so fascinating to me how during my first Saturn return, I was going through something horrendous. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get out of my second Saturn return without something like that. Boy, was I wrong. So the thing is, I've got to learn the lesson, though. Got to learn the lesson this time. I guess I learned it the first time. The first time the lesson was to trust myself over others. And this time, I guess it's to bliss. No, this time the lesson was, is, it's the same thing, trust. I guess it's trust that it's more than trust. It's trust that the universe has got my back. I think before I was just trusting that I would live through it. Now I'm trusting that things are all going to work out in my favor, on my behalf, that I will see Ma'at in my lifetime, in this experience. I will see Ma'at. Okay, my dog is telling me that this one has to be short because she's ready to go. Oh, I forgot you. Put it down so you can see the chimes. You can look at me. I hear you, Sybil. I hear you. Believe me. I hear you. There we go. That one. Oh, I gotta take that off. That's a nice view. You are said no. I'm going to change this around. Yeah, I like that one better. protection from evil. And I filled with protection, free from I revision a world filled with love. I create a world filled with love. Let's create a world filled with love. Let's create a life filled with love. Look who on who. Look who Look who had to rule. Look who said no. I open the way to trust Lord. Here to protect us, even though they don't always protect us. I create a way to trust in their policies that don't apply to me. I open a way to protect us from the injustice, from those who try to harm us. Do I fool? Do I run? Do I have tattoo? Do I say no? Oh, okay, well, that was good. That was very good because I did get some clarity on that. I did get some clarity. Oh, that's about to run out. I did get some clarity on that. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, so the battery died on that last one, and so I don't know if you're going to jump back on, but I did get some clarity. Got clarity that, it's hard to trust a system that doesn't really protect you, and you can't really trust in the system. You have to trust that the ancestors and the cosmic forces are working through the system to protect you. You have to put your trust and faith in the system. Good rising. Peace and love. Not to put faith in the system, but put faith in the forces working through the system. So that was good because I was not really understanding that. And not to not to avoid using the system in that way. Because it's hard for me to trust the system. I don't. I've been trying to use the system. So this was very good for me. Thank you for coming back in. My battery's about to die. So thank you for the tools. I just shared that the clarity that I received is, it's been very difficult for me to trust in the police and the court system when I know that they're not really there to protect me or serve me. But I put my trust in my ancestral and cosmic forces that are working through the system, because the system is supposed to represent forces of justice and truth. So that was very helpful for me. And then also earlier, I didn't write it down, but when I go through the clip, I will get that about Ma'at. Oh, that as long as people are not living by Ma'at, there will always be violence, abuse, all the things going on in the world, and that's because people have forgotten Ma'at. And so I have to continue shining the light on Ma'at. That's really the only thing that I can do as one person. So I really do appreciate it. I did meet my goals for this life. I raised my vibration and I obtained clarity. So I hope you did too. Thank you, Lola, for the comment about Divine Holy Day broadcast. I'm going to look into that. If you have any other suggestions or comments, I'm going to put the chart up one more time that shows the times of my broadcast. It kind of looks like a broadcast system, doesn't it? Like a speaker. That's how it looks to me. I'm broadcasting from Earth when the sun is moving through the 13 zodiacs. And then I'm broadcasting when we're in the sacred hoop. That's when I do cosmic adorations. And then I'm broadcasting when there's activity in Ophiuchus or in Hotep. That's when I do wellness broadcasts. And so someone has made the suggestion that I do the Divine Holy Day broadcast, because then I'll be moving through more of the nectar. So I'm going to look into that. And that's all for today. I really appreciate you tuning in, and the gifts that were shared from Osmology Temple, Divine Light Healing and Sweet Sounds, and the Light Being Wellness Center. The new website is almost finished, so I'll be having a celebration for that. And maybe I don't know when I'll go into details about what happened for me during the Aries sidereal season of the Eclipse and Mercury retrograde, and having to get an order of protection against someone that I once trusted. Yep, that's what happened for me. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be back for further notice. I will be back on summer solstice when the sun moves into Sidereal Gemini, and we'll also have the Spiral Dance Medicine Wheel. I'll be back on May 21st when the moon goes into the sacred hoop for sacred cosmic adorations. And June 18th, we have the new moon in the sacred hoop. Well, that'll be nice. And then on June 3rd and June 30th, quote unquote, blue full moon in the in Hotep. Again, the blue full moon is just a cover up for the fact that there's actually 13 moons, there's 13 constellations, there should be 13 suns, but they try to ignore it. So that's why sometimes you have two full moons in 1 month. That's called a blue full moon. And then we have two new moons in a month. That's called a black new moon. They don't talk about when you have two quarter moons or two third quarter moons. They don't talk about that. But yes, there's 13 moons, so there should be 13 suns, and they ignore them, and so they give it a blue moon. So it's possibly, I think what happens is, like this time we have two in the month of Ophiuchus. I believe that one of them is actually Sidereal Scorpio, but it only lasts for a few hours, so it doesn't really get registered as a full moon. Okay, let's see if there's any more questions or comments before I take my dog out. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just now tuning in, you will be able to watch the replay on YouTube, and I will post that link soon. I appreciate you coming back, and it was really good for me. I feel a lot better. I have some clarity, and I raised my vibration. Do a Hotep. Hotep, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, you can catch the replay.